Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Now, according to Congress leader Jairam Ramesh, President Murmu was addressed as President of Bharat on her G20 summit invite. Not President of India, but President of Bharat. Now, this gave birth to this new debate. Is India going to be renamed as Bharat? Now, that's the question we asked tonight. Let's get right into the show and discuss this threadbare. Okay, so let's get into detail. Let's first talk about the name Bharat and India. The origin, how did it happen? Then let's talk about the Constitution, how Constitution views Bharat and India. Then let's talk about the debate, whether India will be renamed Bharat by Bharatiya Janata Party. If yes, why? Okay, now that's how we'll go into this editorial. So first, let's talk about the name Bharat. Now, Bharat is how India was known traditionally. Always. This nation was known as Bharat. Okay, so the name Bharat is part of our culture, part of our tradition, part of Hindu religion, because Bharat Varsha is mentioned in the Vishnu Puran. So Bharat is tradition of India. As we were invaded, as British came in, we got this name called India, and India obviously came from Indus. So incidentally, the Britishers would call us India. Mughals would call us Hindustan. That's a different name. We'll talk about it later on. So, somewhere down the line, the Britishers started calling us India, and therefore the name India was spread across the globe to a very major extent by Britishers. Okay. Now, let's go further. Now, let's come to our Constitution. Article 1.1 of the Constitution reads, India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. This is what our article states. Our article states that India technically has two names and both are official. India and Bharat. Okay, now to this, let me tell you, during the Constituent Assembly, H.V. Kamath had taken objection to this. The debate opened with H.V. Kamath, a member of the Constituent Assembly from the central province of Birar. Kamath objected to the Ambedkar Committee's draft that had two names, India and Bharat. Kamath proposed the amendment to Article 1, putting Bharat as alternatively Hindi as primary name for the country and pronouncing India only as the name in English language. He went on at length in the Constituent Assembly to assert that Namakaran, that is naming ceremony, should be taken up more seriously. He enlisted names such as Hindustan, Hind, Bharat Bhumi, Bharat Varsh, etc. to have been suggested by people. When Kamath began elaborating the origin of the name Bharat, Bharat Bhumi, Bharat Varsh, dating to ancient times, Ambedkar interjected and cut his speech short. Kamath snapped back at Ambedkar, telling him to let the chairman Rajendra Prasad run the house. An exchange took place between Kamath and Prasad, following which he moved Bharat as the amended name for India. Kamath was strongly opposed to the language of Article 1 that said India, that is Bharat. So Kamath was not very happy with using the word India as Bharat. But finally, as things happened, Rajendra Prasad put the amendment to vote and it fell. Article 1 remained intact as India, that is Bharat. However, the debate continued. So it was put to vote ke bhai, what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said, what that is correct, that is Article 1. Is that language correct or not? The entire Constituent Assembly voted for Article 1.1 and Kamath, his proposition was rejected. ठीक है ना? This is how India, that is Bharat, remained. Now, like I said, the the debate continued. In fact, in 2014, Yogi Adityanath had moved a private member's bill in Lok Sabha seeking substitution of the word India in the constitution with Hindustan, proposing Bharat as primary name of the country. His bill proposed to amend the language of Article 1 as Bharat, that is Hindustan, shall be the union of states. So, why am I not surprised that Yogi Adityanath wanted to change the name in 2014? In 2014, he said, other than saying that India, that is Bharat, he says Bharat, that is Hindustan, will be the union of states. So he wanted to change the name then, but obviously it didn't happen. So this is what was discussed. This is what happened in the Constituent Assembly. This is what happened. This is how it is mentioned in our constitution. Now let's get further. All of a sudden, this sudden move by the government of India to invite the president as President of Bharat instead of President of India has brought about a lot of debates, lot of discussion, lot of questions whether is the government planning to change India into Bharat? Is it that? And if so, why is this government planning to change India into Bharat? Now, mind you, a lot has changed since 1947. A lot has changed since 1950s. A lot has changed since 1960s. A lot has changed. Today, India and Bharat are not just two names. If you look at it practically, India and Bharat are seen as two different ideologies. India, that stands for modern India, that stands for development, that stands as a global face, as a global brand. And Bharat, a traditional face, traditional brand, and also the fact that Bharat is seen with a communal identity. More than before, to my mind, Bharat identifies itself with Hindutva more than anything else. This is how Bharat and India are seen today. Now, whether that is right or wrong, that's a different issue. But that's how practically people see it on ground. Number two, India Alliance, the name India Alliance, all of a sudden set a lot of panic within the Bharatiya Janata Party. I have said this before, I am saying it once again. The name has set a lot of panic amongst Bharatiya Janata Party, and if you see, right after India Alliance was announced, a lot of Bharatiya Janata Party leaders even changed their Twitter handle, especially Hemanta Biswa Sarma, had changed his Twitter identity from India to Bharat. So a lot of people also changed from India to Bharat after India Alliance took off. Thirdly, and most importantly, you see, Bharat is a name that has been used extensively by the Hindu cultural organizations. Organizations like RSS, organizations like Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Now, renaming India to Bharat or only sticking to Bharat or rebranding India to Bharat would also endorse a lot of propositions that were mooted by these organizations. Akhanda Bharat, for instance. Bharat will take India closer to the concept of Hindu Rashtra. Closer. Not that because you name Bharat, India to Bharat, therefore we will overnight change into Hindu Rashtra and all that. All that may not happen. But it will be seen a step towards the concept of Hindu Rashtra. It will be seen a step towards a concept of Akhanda Bharat, which has always been a dream of these Hindu cultural organizations. So somewhere down the line, the name Bharat will bring India closer to the RSS VHP ideology, RSS VHP dream of the way they designed and saw India. So these are the three major factors that one sees that may come through if India is renamed or India is rebranded Bharat. Now, Last but not the least, the point that I want to make. A renaming or rebranding of India to Bharat, at least at this juncture, would definitely be seen as Bharatiya Janata Party's commitment towards Hindutva in India. It will be seen as reinforcing their commitment towards Hindutva and everything that they have been standing for, everything that they have been talking about. In fact, renaming currently will also be seen as an election stunt, something that may win them a lot of kudos from their voters, their support base. That is the Hindutva support base. So that's the point. That's the way I see it. Now, that being said, let me reiterate and let me emphasize the fact that there has been no official communication, no official statement from Bharatiya Janata Party or the government of India that there is going to be any change in the name. There has been no official communication whatsoever, and was based on a hypothetical situation. So that's the point I wanted to make. And till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10 p.m. Namaskar.